Now, today I'll talk about an organization called Building Smart, IFC Rivet and IFC, and a program called Sui Weaver. Do any of you know something about IFC?
Sometimes I was looking for an element online, but not name a component, like a chair, a sofa, or something.
Yes.
There are two options to download. One is for Revit and one is IFC.
That's right. Yes. And that's right. If you're looking for some elements at the internet, sometimes you get the options to get it in Revit or IFC format. And if here we have Revit, and Revit is really good to make a file called RVT file. It's a Revit file. So if I'm working in Revit and I'm making a house, then there's a house .rvt, and I don't know if you can see this green one in Vietnam. Now let's try the black one next time. But this is house.rvt is a file for Revit. Then we have another program called TechLab. It's special for the engineer. They are using TechLab. And they can't read this file here from Revit. And there's another program called ArchiCAD. It's many architects use this program, not in Denmark, but some other countries. Yeah, they are really fond of this ArchiCAD. Some companies in Denmark also use ArchiCAD, but most of them use Revit. But if you are an architect working here in ArchiCAD, you can read this files as well. So how to do this one here? Then we have the setup here. If Revit can write an IFC format, then TechLab can read it, and ArchiCAD can also read it. So this is about how to make this IFC format here today. Oh, I have to clean it up here. Well, something about Building Smart. First of all, it's started in 1995. It's more than 25 years ago, and this was an international alliance for interoperability. And yes, it changed the name to Building Smart. I do not know why it's called Building Smart. You have to take care of a name with a smart, because maybe people think it's not very smart. So, but anyway, it's called Building Smart. And this organization is a non-profit. It's not a company who's going to own a lot of money. No, it's non-profit corporation that participation of construction industry, consultants, software companies, and research institutions. So no one are going to make profit of this Building Smart here. And the primary task for this Building Smart is to develop and maintenance of the IFC standards. So this is the primary task for them. They are not making any programs, but they are making this IFC standard. And here there's a link where you can see a lot more about this IFC and Building Smart. IFC is a model, as a basis for sharing and exchanging data, and it's neutral, so it's not like Revit, it's not like AutoCAD, it's not like Intergraph or Tekla or Sigma or something else. It's an own standard. And it's looking for the geometry, the calculations and quantities, facility management and prices, etc. from the models. Yes, and it's very important that in Denmark, the government in Denmark says we are going to use this IFC standard here in Denmark. So we have been talking about before ICT executive orders 118 and 119 contains requirements for IFC, and maybe you can remember it by ICT executive orders 118 and 19. We have talked about it earlier in this semester here, and in this orders, the ICT executive orders, the requirements for IFC is in the project competition. There is a demand for IFC format. In the design phase, also IFC format. In the tender and offer, also IFC, and execution and delivery, there's also a demand for IFC format. So when you are working in Denmark, in a project in Denmark, you have to work with IFC format. You have to deliver your models in this IFC. So when you are going to deliver something to your clients, for instance, you want a Revit file. It's not so good as well. I suppose it was black, it's blue. Well, this red one here, let me say it. You have a file called house RVT. You deliver a Revit file for the client, house.rvt, but you also have to deliver, and it's more important, a file called house IFC. So this is the demand when you're delivering something to the client, and you also can deliver in the original formats. I hope you understand that, because the government can't say you have to deliver in Revit. No, if I'm using ArchiCAD or Intergraph or Tekla or something else, I can't deliver it in Revit file format. Then I have to deliver it in IFC format. Yes. Any question you can ask, and you should see that. Well, again here, if we have an architect who is working in ArchiCAD, and he make a nice drawing and make it as an IFC format, then in Revit we maybe make the ventilation system in Revit. Then we have to work with the architect here. And for the construction, the engineer working in Tekla with some construction, he also will have to work with IFC format of the drawings. So all the items in IFC file is IFC column, IFC wall, IFC window. So it's not only a column, it's IFC column. Then we can make some model check. If the engineer is working on IFC format and he is making it as sharing this IFC with the other ones, the architect and the ventilation system, and everyone are making the own IFC format, then we can combine these files in a program called Solibri, and in this Solibri they can make a model check. And model check is, for instance, if the ventilation system is going through this beam here, and then the Solibri just marks up all the classes where the ventilation system are going through these beams. And for some project is quite a lot of classes. And then afterwards you have to decide, all right, this beam is going further up, or this ventilation system do we have to make going under and then on the right curves again? I do not know. But this is a special program, Solibri. It's only reading IFC format. It doesn't read Tekla, ArchiCAD, or Revit format. It's only reading this IFC format. Yes. Well, this is a little about model view definition. Well, this IFC has a lot of. We can make some kind of definition of this IFC. So, but there are some. They are developed some. What can be version of this IFC for some purpose. But you are going to use this one here, IFC 2.3 coordination view version 2.0. This is the first and most widely used MVD model view definition. I'll show you later on in Revit. Well, in Revit, I'll tell you about it here, and afterwards I will show you in Revit how to do it. In Revit, you can export it, and you can open IFC format, and you can link files together, IFC format together with each other. When you are going to export it, you go up here, the file, export, and here you have the save. Here you can save this file. Sorry, this was my phone, I do not know. All right. But under here, there's an options where you can set export options for CAD and so on, but don't use this one here, it's only for experts. And you can open, and you can also, when you export it, this one here, then you get some, you have some possibilities to change something. But in here, you can see this 2.3 coordination view. You can read it, or I can read it here. It was this one you're going to use, and I suppose it's default for you. So in fact, you only have to take this OK, click it, and you go further on. You can also open IFC format. You go to File, Open, and here IFC. Not the project here and family, but down here there's an IFC format. You also have the opportunity to set some IFC options, but it's for experts only. And last one, under inset, it is possible to link to the IFC format, so you can link models together and work together in this way by a IFC format. Then we have this Solibri. It's a free. Then we have Solibri. There are two different kinds. We have a viewer, and it's free for you. You can go down in this link here and just choose anywhere. I can show you later on. This is a viewer. It's free for you. But if you are going to use a model checker, we need a license, and unfortunately we don't have a student license here at our campus. But in this one you can make the collection and quality check on the IFC files. Well, this viewer, why are we going to use this one? Maybe it's easier to turn around in this IFC format. You can go and try it. Well, the task later on is open a Revit drawing and export it, the drawing, to an IFC file. Use this MVD format, IFC 2.3, coordination view 2.0. Now open this IFC format file in Revit and see what the difference is now between the original Revit drawing and the new IFC file in Revit. Well, I can tell you sometimes there's a lot of difference because not everything is translated in a good way, in my opinion, especially the faces. If you have some color on your facade and so on, all these colors you are going to miss. But the facade are there, the windows are there, and so on. Then you can install this Solibri viewer and open this file up in Solibri viewer and compare it to the IFC format that was opened in Revit. So now we can see the Revit version of the IFC and the Solibri viewer version of the IFC, and explore Solibri viewer. I suppose you can use it for your project. Yes. Are there any questions?
Can you explain more about the Solibri app? Is this only for what do we use it for?
Yes, you have the Solibri viewer. Oh, sorry. I'll just go over here. The viewer here, you can go in this program and you can hide the elements. You can turn around the model in another way that in Revit, and sometimes it's more useful to turn this model around in Solibri than in Revit. You can make some section in here. You can hide the elements in another way in here than in Revit. This is the viewer. The model checker is when I just turn out here. When the project engineer are working separately from the architect and so on, and here in TechLab, the engineer are working on his own IFC format of the building, and maybe he's going to make this beam here. And he do not know anything about this ventilation system, because this ventilation system is making in Revit. There's an HECM like you are making this ventilation system in his own IFC file. Then these two files are going to Solibri, and Solibri automatically mark up all the classes. A class is when a ventilation system is going through this building. I hope you understand that. But
So it's like the design review, but for like IFC file. Is that correct?
yes, you can say that, yes.
Okay.
So this is
Yeah.
an international standard, and if you have a program and you can make an IFC file format, this program can read your IFC file format, and it can make this detection of all the classes. You can also, when you are linked files together in Revit, you also can make this detection here. But Revit is not very good to do that at the moment. I suppose it will be better and better. I can tell you, if I'm going to make a program, oh, sorry. If I'm going to make a program, quite new program, and it should be a CAD program where you can design houses, everything what you want, you can decide in the new program I'm going to make. First of all, I'll be sure that I can write to an IFC format. Otherwise, I can't talk to other programs. So if I am a new program here, up here, this is a new program I'm making up here. It can be anything. I will be sure to write to an IFC format and read it as well. Otherwise, I can't talk to all these companies here. So, well, you don't have to, but it will be not very clever not to do it. Because then you can't talk to other companies, other software in the whole world. If you are not if you can't write to the IFC format, if you're making a new program, then you are just your own. Then you can't talk to anybody. For instance, I make this one new program. I can't make this one here. So I've designed a new building, and I need an engineer to make some columns and beam system. Then he has to draw up the building in his own system, all the walls and windows and the design of it. And he will tell me next time we're not going to use as an architect, because if you're using your own program, we can't talk to you, we can't work together. So I hope you understand that, but you're not going to, you don't have license to this. Oh. We don't have license to this Solibri checker, but you have to know that in the building industry, they are using this model checker here from Solibri, and there are some other programs who can make this model checker, but at the moment, Solibri is the most common and most useful model checker in the world. Yes, I hope it was the answer of your question.
I think I kind of get it. I'm not really sure, but yeah.
You're not pretty sure about what?
It's okay. I think that doesn't because I haven't seen it before. So
No.
yeah, I think that's just my problem, not the program or yours. Yeah, so I think it's okay.
Okay. It makes sense if you can use this model checker, but for the moment you can only use this one viewer up here. But now you have an idea of it. When you are working with other system, you have to do something about this one here. In very big projects, when the architect and engineer are working on each program, they have to talk together with IFC format. Well, I will. What can we do now? What's the best? Well, this is my building here, but I think it's better to share the screen here, and I'll put it over here, and I suppose you can see my screen now. Isn't that right? Can you see my Revit drawing? Or maybe you can't hear me.
Yes, I can see your file.
You can see, all right.
Yeah.
This is, I suppose you have seen this building before. And in the next semester, you will see this building a lot of time, and you're going to work this building for the digital days. Well, now you know something about it. In here, if I'm going to make in IFC format, this is in the Revit drawing. Now I want to make this IFC format, and I can export it here. And down here, there's this options down here, IFC options. I can click on this one, and you can see there's a lot of things here. So this is only for the specialists of IFC. They know what to do and not to do here. So in the company, in the architect companies, there are BIM specialists who are working with this one here. So you're not going to do anything in here. But in here you can translate it and export here, IFC format here, and what can we do up here? This is where it's going to be placed up here. And the current selected setup, modify setup, we change, click on this modify setup, and here you can see the IFC version, IFC 2.3, coordination view 2.0, and you can choose what you want here, but this is the newest one. And just click OK for that, and then export here. Now I make this one before, I just override it. And in fact, it did not take so long time to make an IFC file. Well, Today it is. Well, I suppose my computer is slow today. I did it yesterday. It doesn't take a long time, but now, well, here it is. All right, it's about a minute. Well, now I make this one as an IFC format. I'm still in this Revit files RVG file, so I can work. I can do my work in this one here. But if I'm going to open this one here, an IFC file here, you can also IFC options. If you click at this one, then you have something. I'm not a specialist in this one here. This is the Revit category. This is the IFC type. Ceilings are going to ceilings, and flooring is going to flooring, floors, and roofing, roofs, and so on. So this is the IFC type is called roofing, and Revit is called roofs. And you can see over here, IFC covering type, roofing, roofs. So this is the IFC class name, IFC type, and this is the Revit category. This could be, for instance, Archicad or Tekla. Then they have their types of like their names of everything. I see a column type, column, and columns in Revit. Well, I will go for import, open, IFC, and it is on the other screen now. And here you can see this file. I just make this file. It's baked today. And 3 minutes ago, I opened this one up here. And it takes a little time to open it up, but when I have opened it up, I'll just see if there are some difference between the WIP file and the IFC file. So you can open up your Revit now and find a building, not a big building, but a small building. And then you can make an IFC file of it. After that, you can open it up again in Revit and see what the difference from the other drawings. And later on, I'll show you how to install this viewer. While it's still opening this one here. Well, I can go for this one here. Just to see this one here. Take a copy of this one while it's still opening this the file here, the blue button here. It's not this one. It's still opening. Well, now we are about to finish it. 5 minutes, I suppose it is. Can't keep elements joined. There are a lot of error in here, and I can toggle between all the errors here and highlighted room separation lines, overlap, and so on and so on. So there's a lot of errors here, 191 errors, but many of them is highlighted room separations lines overlap. And if I click further, a wall and a room separations line overlap. So there's a lot of warnings here, but one error and 119 warnings. And the error, what was that? Suppose it's that the first of them can't keep element joined. Yes, I'll just open it up on joint elements. It's not very good here, but I'll try this one. Well, first of all, I've got this ground floor here, and if I go for the 3D objects here, I can see it here, and I can turn it around. Well, what is the difference? This is the IFC format. Now I just close down this one here. So I got this IFC format, and this is the original one in Revit. Well, if I'm looking at the roof up here, it's looked very nice here, but in this one here, I can see there's something happened up here. That's not very good. And I suppose this was the arrow, can't keep element joined. So something happens up here. It's not very good for this one here. But in fact, I can tell you that this roof here is big as and not as a real roof. It's what can we call it? A model in place object, and it's not really good in Revit to make that. And I just make this drawing here, and now I'll tell you something you can use it the next semester when you're going to use this. You're going to work with this building here, so you have to change the roof, and just a task that I put in. Well, anyway, this is my building here, but all the other things are here. I can go for the ground floor. We have staircases, we have windows, doors, and so on. And if I go for the really one, the original one, and go for the ground floor, it's like this one here. So there's a difference between these two ground floor here. It's not really nice to look at, and this one here is more nice to look at. But if you are working with other companies, they only use this one here and not the other one. Yes, I hope you are still here.
Yeah, we're still here.
All right, because I just missed you here. Now I can see you. Well, then I'll just show you how to install the viewer for the Solibri viewer. And I do not know if I got it on my own computer at the moment. But anyway, I will. If you put in this, the link here, which is in this one here, in the PowerPoint, you just copy this link and put it in here. Then you go to the page where the Solibri is. Now you have the options for office, site, anywhere, and enterprise. But choose this one here because this is for free. The other ones you have to pay something. So I suppose we can go here. Here you can see something of what you can do in Solibri, and maybe you can do that in Revit. Solibri anywhere, free implement. Start your registration. So you have to fulfill this one here, and then you can go for it. Website, no, nothing. This is choosing options. The architect, choosing others. You are students here. I'm maybe other. There's no teacher here. Oh my dear. Oh, the other one here. Denmark country. Personnel. Oh, 1 to 9. Area of business. Choosing options. Research and education. Well, in fact, we are more than 500 here. This is a personal in your organization. This will be anywhere in order to start using. Maybe you have to click all this one, approve all, yes. And then this will be anywhere. Already exists. I already have it. But you can go and get it. I will just see if I got it on my computer here. Solibri. I got an app for it. Oh, it's the same here now. Well, now I'll just open my my Solibri, and I will open a model now. and it should be not this one here. Oh, now to find the library. Where is it's up here and here. Revit to file. Where I see, open this one. You can see it's much faster to open this IFC file in this Solibri. It only takes 10 seconds. In Revit, it takes 5 minutes. Right, okay for that. And in this one here, you can see it's a nice building in here. There's nothing happened with this roof up here. So you can do something in Revit here very nice. And I'm not familiar. Change camera protection. Oh, this is now it's isometry, and this one here is a perspective. So it's quite easy to do. It's easier to turn around this building here than in Revit, I suppose it is. Show navigation map. You have it here. Oh, yes. Show height in footprint. Well, you can discover a lot of things in this Solibri viewer here. Download it and see what you can do for it. Show unselected transparent. Show all. Now it's transparent, all of it. Nothing and nothing here. So maybe you can put this one, now it's green. You can see down here, it's all the definition of it. Maybe it's better to take a wall here. This is a wall, it's a generic wall. It's coming from Revit. This is type number 1 and so on. So this is the IFC wall type. This for the materials. I will choose a height. You can select height this one here. Then they can look inside the building here. And also means that there are a foundation floor. So now you can see this floor here. And if you want the roof, this one here, this is the first floor. So these options you do not have in Revit so quickly here. This is the foundation. Put up this ground floor, the first floor, and the upper floor. Then you can, and there's only what's on the on this floor here. Well, I hope you get some idea of what this Solibri viewer can make for you, and maybe you can use it. This is the spin. I'm just looking for, what is it? Show height. Show height the door. You can also take off, do some of it. And if I go here for show and hide spaces wall, so now I have just hidden all the walls in the building here. And if I also want to paint, paint this one here and paint this one here. Well, try to install the Storybook Viewer and try to do something with. Maybe you discover something. I do not know if we are going to print it inside here. No, I do not know. This is a model shape. Please choose a role. Communication information. Yes, I will take a little break, 10 minutes, and I'll be back again. And then Korea, you have some problem with Sigma, and we can talk about it. Maybe you can show me what the problem is, and we can talk about it. Are there any questions? Oh, it's 3 o'clock in Vietnam at the moment.